Our next speaker today is, I'm gonna make sure this right, Miltos Antoniadis. Am I close?
I was really close.
Oh, I got close. So he's going to talk to us about evolution of cloud brokerage, and I'm anxious to hear what that's about. So please welcome Miltos, please.
Thank you, Jeff. Hi, everyone. So it is Miltos Antoniadis. It's a Greek name. That was one of the best pronunciations anyone's ever made. So I'm the VP of Sales of interworks.cloud, and I'll be speaking today about challenges and opportunities for IT sellers as the cloud brokerage market evolves. What's the button here? Yeah, so before we get into that, very quickly, I promise, what we do at interworks.cloud. So ours is a cloud commerce platform, which is used by IT sellers. So our customers are MSPs, our distributors, our integrators, VARs, VADs, we have everything, ISVs even, who use the platform to improve the delivery of cloud services. What that means is essentially that the platform does mainly three things for them. So our customers publish a white labeled self-service, 24/7 self-service portal where their customers can go there and purchase licenses, services. They can manage them. They can find everything in one spot from across different vendors. Then the second thing is that once an order comes through, then the platform can automatically and on the spot activate the licenses and the services, or execute whatever management action was initiated through the portal on behalf of the end customer. And then, of course, the third thing is automating the invoicing, which in the world of cloud billing can be a pain sometimes for cloud sellers. That said, we have presently customers in 78 countries around the world, many of whom are Acronis partners. And this global view puts us in a position sometimes to be able to draw insights and look at the trends that are happening across regions and segments in the market. And this is where this speech is coming from. So without further ado, cloud transformation has been and is an ongoing journey. If we look at the time which has passed between where we are now and the good old days of when everything was on-prem still, we're looking at approximately 10 years on average, maybe give or take a few years, depending on where you're standing, what region or what segment, but it hasn't been that long. Anyway, what this is trying to say is that back in the good old days, everything on this stack, businesses were essentially managing themselves. But then what happened with infrastructure as a service, some of these layers were now being managed elsewhere by someone else. And then platform as a service means that even more layers like the operating systems are managed elsewhere, and software as a service, applications and data. And then even that last frontier of devices with something called device as a service, which is already here, just hasn't picked up yet, but it's definitely coming. Then even that is managed elsewhere. And what is coming after that, it's difficult to say, but with words like everything as a service and IoT and everything being servitized, there can be many more opportunities coming our way. Now again, this timeline, if we look at it from a market lifecycle perspective, then what we know, and at least what the market and what the numbers testify to, is that today we are somewhere here, still in the growth phase. There is growth, it's organic growth, it's also legacy on-prem installations that are still being converted to the cloud. But eventually, for sure, like with all things, we're going to hit the maturity stage at some point where growth will slow down, demand will be big, but it will slow down. Now, if you are an IT seller on this journey, on the life cycle, then look again. Yes. In the early days of cloud brokerage, the only thing you had to do to differentiate yourself from the competition was simply to offer even one single cloud service. So, and this is what the first cloud sellers were doing. So the key challenge back then was really figuring out what a cloud service is, how we sell it, how we invoice it, how we manage it, things like that. But then as we moved into the growth phase, really the question here is, how do we sell more? In other words, how do we grow as fast as the market, as everybody else? How will we not be left behind? And what we're seeing is that during this phase, sorry, I need to go back one. What the sellers are focusing on are two things: automation and product management. Now, cloud automation, that can mean either investing in a platform, end-to-end platform like ours, or upgrading existing systems, investing in integrations between your systems. Whatever the mix or the choice, cloud sellers can expect that an investment in automation will bring two things: an increase in sales and a decrease in turnover. First one, increase in sales, happens through cloud automation. Why? Because cloud automation will give your customers a greatly improved customer experience. So, for example, offering 24/7 self-service, offering activation on the spot, having bills, reports, everything at the tip of your fingers, that is a great improvement. So what's that going to do? Are your customers going to consume more cloud services? No, but chances are that some of them are sourcing their services not only from you, but from other competitors as well. So by offering them a much faster experience, then it could be that they will drive more of their business through you. Also, of course, you can advertise this improved customer experience to earn new contracts. And of course, the other side of the equation is everyone understands that cloud automation can make you not need an army of people to manually process the hundreds of micro orders that are coming in every month, and the billing complexities that go with them. Essentially, if, for example, you need a team of 10 people to manage a given level of turnover, then by investing in automation, you can expect to get the work done with, say, 5. Why? So you can let the other 5 go? Well, that's an option, but it's not a very smart during the growth phase. What we see as something which is very successful, some of our customers, is they're essentially using automation to free up the time and the talents of their people. Instead of working on these manual, trivial, non-value adding tasks, to get them involved in more value adding tasks, such as, for example, product management. Now, product management is something that may sound self-evident to some people, especially the cloud sellers that during the early days, introduction of cloud brokerage, they were only selling one service, and they were very good at it. They knew it inside and out, so product management, of course. But as we move into the growth phase, sellers are adding more and more services into their portfolios, and sometimes from different vendors. So it's not a given that they will be as knowledgeable with everything as they used to be. So they need to hire or develop the skills that will allow them to guide their customers, to help them select the right plans, to offer service bundles by combining services that are complementary, for example, things like that. And then, of course, as we move into the next phase, the maturity phase, then the question, at that point, the margins are going to be hard-pressed. So then the question is going to become, how do we remain profitable? So that's going to be even more critical to find the value-adding offerings for the market. So moving perhaps from cloud bundles to cloud management. And then in the next phase, where here the question is really going to be, how do we remain relevant? Then be ready and be in a position to move into things like assets management and cloud consulting and perhaps long-term strategy. And these are some examples. So to wrap this up, as I said, cloud transformation has been and is an ongoing journey. So as the market evolves, so do the challenges, and so do the opportunities, of course. And if there's one takeaway from this speech is that it is critical for the sellers to be able to focus at the right questions at the right time. Thank you very much. That's the end of my speech.